Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to begin by thanking my colleagues, Mr. Ross of Florida and Mr. Delaney of Maryland, for co-sponsoring this amendment. And I'd like to briefly outline the amendment by saying that this is an amendment that is a bipartisan proposal that has been included in the Senate Appropriations Bill and the bipartisan Shaheen-Portman Energy Bill. It was also included in the President's budget, and more than 24 separate groups support this amendment. It presents no risk to the federal government, is budget neutral, and actually has the potential to reduce utility costs for HUD up to $7 billion annually. In brief, HUD-assisted properties are generally older stock with inefficient energy and water usage. There are lots of barriers to improving that situation and therefore realizing those savings. Under the pilot program proposed by this amendment, an intermediary will contract with HUD or with property owners to produce energy and water savings in exchange for a share of those ongoing savings. Relying on this contract, the intermediary will raise the capital to pay for energy and water conservation for the affected property. This private capital would be used to pay energy-efficient experts such as the ESCOs to perform energy and water efficiency upgrades in HUD-assisted housing, such as housing for seniors and people with disabilities. Multifamily building owners would not take on any risk and would not need to spend any capital. The bill leverages the private sector to more effectively direct government resources and to ensure the best outcomes for the taxpayer. Mr. Chairman, we may not agree on some things in the underlying bill, but smart, innovative approaches to financing energy savings improvements are simply common sense. I hope the Chairman and the Ranking Member will work with me and my fellow bipartisan co-sponsors to ensure that this measure is ultimately enacted into law. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I will yield back the balance of my time.